do with swapping into one of these instead. Absolute madness. Look, we are literally straddling a live tram line here. Thank you so much.
And that's been an incredible adventure.
So we've got pretty severe transmission slip, and we think there's some transmission fluid leaking. So tech support here, turned up with some transmission fluid. Actually, once you're up to speed, it's not so bad. It's when you slow down and you initiate it, it's just slip, slip, slip. That's the stuff that we saw on the car park floor yesterday.
It's American hot engine.
Man of taste. Yeah. Man of taste.
We are splitted when we was born. Yeah, my twins. The beauty and the beast.
Yeah.
Lascialo al minimo.
Okay.
And don't be destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, the difference a splash of transmission fluid can make. I say splash, it was the entire bottle. But turns out we were running on a bit of an empty slush pit down there in the old transmission. And now I can fully feel all of the torque of that wonderful V8, which means we are positively back in the game. Let's go! 30 degrees, no roof. It's hot, it's sticky, no breakfast, no brakes. Look what we found! Do with swapping into one of these instead. Although it's probably hotter inside here. That's a proper piece of kit, isn't it? Okay, so I think that the state of this hat is perhaps the most representative of the rally. We've been battered, heat-baked, drenched in rain and sweat and dirt and grime, and now we are in Alessandria, which is a historical town in Italy, for a checkpoint. And we're going to do a grid walk. This gives you an idea of how hot it is. We've got people pouring bottles of water on their head. They've got umbrellas up to protect them while they're waiting in line. And everyone can't just go when they want. They sort of organize themselves in car and date order. Look at this, Jen, that's how hot it is. Look how hot it is in there. I need one of those. Looking good, man. One of the things that I'm finding really difficult to convey on camera is just how intense the Mille Miglia is. On screen and on photos, it looks like a bit of a jolly. It looks like a nice leisurely drive through the Italian countryside. We're up at 6, we're in at 1 AM. There's breakdowns, there's transmission fluid leaks, it's 30 degrees. Most of these guys haven't even got a roof over their heads. Fuel the cars as fast as they are fueling themselves with water. The lunch stops are brief because we're doing between 400 and 600 kilometers a day in pre-war cars in this sort of heat. There also needs to be a big shout out to the mechanics that keep these cars running. For every one of these cars, there is a team car, a support car, making sure that they're all running okay. And then for a good proportion of them, like us, there's also plenty of media coverage too. So you've got teams within teams. There is well over 1,000 people as part of this sort of moving historical event, just to share it with you online. So don't take it for granted. It is certainly one of the most rock and roll rallies in the world. It's beautiful, it's absolutely stunning, and when you have a moment to take it in, look where we are. If you're coming through Italy and you're on a road trip, Alessandria, absolutely stunning location. We now have to get back into our V8 1955 Ford Thunderbird and make tracks and chase these guys down. All right, so these guys, these are our support crew. We've got an authentic Italian engineer in that car. They've been helping us out with the overheating brakes yesterday, the loss of transmission fluid. They topped that up earlier when we were at the airbase. Car's actually running well. It just has problems when it gets too hot. It's now 33 degrees, so it's getting too hot. But the most treacherous part yesterday was when we were going downhill. The drum brakes are the least conducive setup for dealing with heat. So today's fairly flat, there's not too much load on the brakes, it's stopping okay, transmissions are acting all right. So far so good.
Look at these guys. So we are passing by a time stage. Everyone else here is lining up because they are about to hit their next time trial. We are not taking part in the time trial. What's happening? The hub's come off. Our left hubs has come off. Is it just lying there spare or? Ah, thank you, sir. That's very kind. Thank you. I would kill for a pizza right now. It's hot enough to cook one. Crikey. Okay, there's a spare hub anyway. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, these guys are all doing a time trial. We are effectively a media partner, which means we don't take part in timing. So we're just waiting for these guys. He seems mildly disgruntled, and we will be on our way shortly.
So if you've ever dreamt of doing the Mille Miglia, no doubt this is the sort of scene which you picture before embarking on your journey. There's a car in front of us of incredible historical significance, and we are on what is ultimately a timed stage. But unlike most timed stages, this is a regularity rally, which means you've got to get the most accurate average time speed through this particular section, which is why the guy in front of us just slowed right down before he crossed this line right here. These guys are stationed along the 1,000-mile route all around central Italy, and the amount of team and personnel involved is ridiculous. There's a tent there, there's a tent here, and they are scattered throughout these time stages all around the countryside. I think for me, doing it as a media team rather than an entrant who's doing timing, it takes you to places that you would never ever go. Never would I find myself on this back country lane in the heart of Italy other than on Mille. And the reason we're here is that the route by and large retraces the original Mille route, which the likes of Sterling Moss would have raced on back in the day. Also, cracking way of getting a suntan with the top down on your Thunderbird, plenty of sun cream on, doesn't get any better. Mamma mia, bellissimo. Okay, this is probably as good a time as ever to thank the police for supporting this event. The reason they are our best friends throughout the event is that they act as a sort of tag team, support team that get a few of us in a bunch, and they will straddle the front of the group and the rear, and they will assist us in case we get into any traffic or anyone needs to be whisked through a town that is otherwise full of fans and lots of traffic. And they generally help us out the whole way through. These guys have been with us for over an hour now, and it's pretty special. It's a pretty special experience to be able to have these guys basically helping you through Italy. It's amazing. Okay, just going back to Sterling Moss really quickly. You see that road surface back there? If you go to the Mille Miglia Museum, in the floor of the museum, they have a cross-section cut out and preserved under glass. There was an original cross-section of the roads that the likes of Sterling Moss would have raced on back in the day. And take it from me, it is a gravel track. It's absolutely berserk to think that, I think Sterling averaged just shy of 100 miles an hour and managed to achieve the Mille, which is a 1,000-mile race around Italy, in 10 hours and 7 minutes. I think it was 10 hours, 7 minutes and 48 seconds. Imagine that. So over the few days that I've been in this car, I can't quite put my finger on it. There's just a coolness about it. I mean, it's funny because it's not dynamic, it's certainly not fast. It leaks a lot of sort of exhaust fumes. It's been playing up when it gets too hot. It's a bit rough around the edges, but it is cool as hell, this thing. I think if you did a little bit of resto mod on it, ultimate summer car, ultimate pubmobile. Just so cool. Cruising round in one of these with your mates in the summer through London. Right now we're in Milan, and I don't think it gets much cooler than that. You can hear it, it's kind of falling apart.
there's something about it, particularly from behind, just observing it wafting through town. What's been quite cool is noticing the reaction from people. We've had rounds of applause in some places. It just seems to resonate with people quite well. Something in the garage, this just uber chiller, nothing to do with speed or performance or anything, just having a good chill time. This is right up there. It's a cool thing. So we just rolled in to the final checkpoint in Milan. Huh? How cool is that? To be able to cruise past the Duomo in this legendary Thunderbird. I think this is what makes Milan. I mean, in what world would you be able to do this? Look at all the people queuing up, they're putting the cars across the line. It's one of those moments where it's a slice in time, but I'm going to sit back and just appreciate this. Sticker on the side, and that's been an incredible adventure.
Good morning, welcome back to the chaos. We are between a tram line and a starting grid. We've got late people. He's 181. We're in the pack of 300, so he's late and stressed. We're literally punctuating a junction. Thankfully, if it wasn't for that police officer there, we'd probably be in handcuffs. But such is the beauty of the Mille Miglia, is that if you've got a sticker on the side of your car and you look old, you generally get away with things that in any other walk of life you certainly wouldn't. Absolute madness. Look, we are literally straddling a live tram line here. Absolute chaos. It's total chaos. It's organized chaos. You've got to pick the organization out of the chaos, and then it all starts to make sense. It's totally mad. I mean, we're running red lights left, right, and center. The traffic in Milan is still totally active. All there is someone with a high vis on going, you just wait a second because this old car's coming through. Take my word for it, it's fine. And you're just running reds. It's nuts. It would be so good, maybe in years to come. And imagine we're doing this in 20 years time with F40s. Things like that. That would be cool, no? Right, so one of the things that doesn't get spoken about is as soon as you lose your point of navigation, there's route books and there are some signposts on your way out of town. If you take the wrong turn, those signposts go, and because we're filming, not navigating, we aren't on top of the road books. And honestly, the road books look like hieroglyphics anyway. So yeah, once you've got off the path, finding it again in the middle of Milan is very difficult. We have managed to get back amongst it. One wrong turn in Milan has taken us just totally off path, missed a load of cars, but we're back on the first checkpoint, which is the main thing, is that you're ultimately hitting the right routes, the right paths. And we seem to be back amongst it now because there's a Porsche behind us. Beyond caring at this point.
I don't care, it's a double dare. I ain't scared, you best beware, you best beware. It's alright, she's in my side. I got all night, so just sit tight, so just sit tight.
We are at Brembo. This building is colossal. Look at it, look how long it is. This is the beginning of a time stage. Yeah, right here. Thank you.
Brembo hats and
Brembo hats. Have you got any brakes? I could really... I really need some brakes. I can't actually get over the scale of this building. I don't fathom it. I'm not sure if your lens is picking it up. You see where it started? Yeah, look at this. Look at these gorgeous buildings. I love the old shutters. Some of them are so battered. The old plaster and pastel colors of paint falling off the surface of the... Look, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Look how stunning this is here. Wow. Italy does a fantastic job of keeping their original towns and cities authentic. There's parts in the major cities where you'll see a McDonald's and a Starbucks. But these areas, we're stepping back in time. Look at it, I mean, look at this. Straight out of Assassin's Creed. Got a beautiful Porsche behind us. What a scene. What a scene. Tailed by a Porsche. I think this for me is Mille. It's the places you'd never drive, the locations you'd never visit, the destinations you'd never discover. On the Mille, you discover more about Italy in 5 days than you would with any vacation tour guide. It immerses you in just stunning original culture and all of those phenomenal photos that you see of the quintessential ancient Italian architecture. We drive through it, and having the roof off, you're immersed in it to a totally different degree. I mean, the cars and the visuals of this event are, well, some of the best in the world, actually. Which is incredible because we mustn't forget that we're in one country. We've not gone through any different country. We're in Italy the whole time. And some of the locations you go to, it feels like a different world. And then next checkpoint, all the architecture changes, the culture changes, and you feel once again like you're in a completely new world. Okay, stay out of the way. This guy's clutch and or brakes have gone. I don't know why she's holding on to the wall. She's definitely not going to stop that if it goes, and it is going. If there was anywhere on the entire rally I wouldn't want to break down, it's exactly where they have. We've had some issues with this car, but by and large, it's not let us down to be on that ultra tight street. The problem is as well, if you break down in a place like this, which is, I mean, as far as pinch points go, look at this here, you could block the whole rally. You don't want to be that guy. I would say I feel like I'm on a film set, but it's better than a film set because it's real. Look at it. Architecture is jaw-droppingly stunning. Now this is a good way of doing things. We've just been past ice cold, what tastes like a beautiful concoction of coconut and orange maybe? And we have our own police escort here. It's gotta be good, right? This is the way to do it, for sure. All right, now we're Milan. I do love a one-on-one police escort. That makes you feel like royalty. This guy is just for us. He was like, here's the deal. I'll give you my number and you send me the pictures of him looking awesome and I'll escort you through town. Deal. Amazing. Best service ever. Okay, so he's just gone up the outside lane and just split the roundabout for us. Watch this, we're gonna come around here now. This is the best thing ever. This must be how Prince Charles feels every time he leaves the house. Look at it, there's our guy, just splitting traffic. It's so cool. Oh, right, he's going up the outside now, more clearing. I want this guy everywhere we go, everywhere. Bring him back to the UK. Look at this. It's also quite cool because every time he stands up on the bike, he's looking over the roof of our tracking car, of our camera car, and he's able to see all the way down the road, and then he thinks, oh, there's gonna be a bit of a blockage here. I'm gonna just scooch up the inside, clear the traffic, and on we go. Watch this, look at this, look at this. Right around everywhere. It's fully intense in this thing. You've got to really plan your gap because it doesn't have the most power, so you need to spot your gap, build up pace to it, and hopefully the momentum of the traffic keeps going and you can slip through. A lot of the times, the funny brakes, these drum brakes, they get overheated quite easily. So we're having to like thermally manage these brakes, and then every now and again, they'll just lock up on you, like with just a slight bite of brake. Oh, look at this, I mean, Even with a police escort, this feels a little bit dodgy. Wow, look at this, it's stunning. Is this where we started? I think this is where we started. We're back in Brescia. This is where we had our pizza right at the start. Right here. This is where we started like 5 days ago. We've done 1,000 miles since we ate pizza at that spot right there. And we are about to come full circle, across the line of the Mille Miglia 2023 in the Ford Thunderbird. I've got to tell you, this one's been magic. All of a sudden, I have a requirement in the garage for some sort of awesome, baller, super chill pub car, American V8 from the 50s, 60s, something like that. Comments below if you've got any ideas. Cadillac maybe. And I like the idea of it being a 4-seater, but there's something about this thing. I mean, it's slow, it can barely take corners, the brakes are horrendous, but that's not the point. If you were to just chill on down, get some friends in the back, head out for a nice afternoon, it would be one of the coolest things to be in. The locations, the destinations are so off the chart. The whole of Brescia is out. Good luck finding a table. Mile's in town. What a special moment. Look at everyone. Look at it. Look at how many people there are. Quite remarkable, huh? Isn't that cool? Hello. All the police are here. Everything's phenomenal. What a beautiful, beautiful moment. Finish. Finito. Here we go. This is the finish line here. Grazie. Ah, look at this. This is our finish line prize. Fantastic. Do you know what? I could have done with that. Would have been made an excellent armrest. Here we go. This is bringing back memories. The last time I crossed this finish line was 2017. I was with Guy Berryman of Coldplay and Derek Bell. Just had a very similar experience of absolutely melting ourselves in the Italian sunshine, crossing the line looking and feeling as disheveled as you can get, but having this huge sort of tidal wave of elation. It's just been one of the most beautiful journeys, and I can see why their strapline is the most beautiful rally in the world. It truly is. We've seen some of Italy that I've never seen, places which we would never go, and it's all thanks to Mille. They just unlocked the most beautiful locations and routes thanks to the support of the government and the police for closing down all of these roads. Yeah, the curation of the route this year has been exceptional. Truly, truly special. Thank you so much. That has been a truly, truly special journey. Thank you, thank you. That was one of those moments where 1,000 miles has gone by in a blur. Yorkie, we've both got ourselves a medal for completing the Mille. It's had its ups and downs, isn't it? But it's been very, very special. Crikey. One thing this isn't is a jolly, I can tell you that much. I know down the screen and from photos, this probably looks like a beautiful drive through the Italian countryside. Let me tell you, I need a week off. I'm absolutely destroyed. You good? Thanks for your help. Thank you so much. Grazie. Thank you. Thank you.
Ciao, bello.
I've really grown to love this car over time. You know, when I started, I was like, oh man, it's like old and slow. Now I'm like, where do I buy one from? The love for this car has been unbelievable. Like people, they sing all these cars and they're like, whoa, like this. They love it. It's perfect for going to the pub. You know,
wow, fantastic.
I'll be contacting these guys. Classic car,
Charter.
You've got over 100 classic cars, right?
Exactly.
So if you want a classic car, if you're coming to Italy or anywhere in the world for rallies,
absolutely.
These guys have been looking after us. And how many cars did you have on the event?
12.
12 cars.
We was a main supplier even for Chopard team.
Fantastic.
So, and all the guests are happy, arrived, enjoyed. All the car came back. And so it means that the driver was a good driver.
Fantastic.
And we made the selection at the beginning. Yes.
Perfect.
Who are you?
Just some guy that likes cars. Just some guy that likes cars. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. This is really overwhelming. We were honored to be asked to be brand ambassador for the Mille Miglia this year. That is obviously a monumental moment in itself, but to be immersed in this rally has just been incredible. We've met some fantastic people. I want to actually give a shout out to these guys because they do not mess around. I mean, you are getting in super late, getting up super early. I also want to give a massive shout out as well to the support teams, the mechanics that keep these guys' cars running. We would arrive at underground car parks at 1 in the morning and we would see cars upside down being repaired. The police and the authorities, we have had some fantastic drives as a result of their support. So thank you very much to you guys. You've been absolutely amazing. And of course, to these guys. We have been working closely with them over the last few years. We had the honor of doing the Coppa d'Alpi earlier this year, which gave us a flavor. But to do the real deal has been incredible. We are completely shattered, very tired, but full of emotion and thanks, and we can't thank everyone enough. So thank you very much.